In this lesson, we are going to learn higher order functions in JavaScript. So, higher order function in JavaScript are functions that can take other functions as argument or return function as the result. Essentially, they treat functions as first-class citizen. So, this is what it looks like. Let me visually show you. So, this is a regular function. This part, this is a regular function. And this is our higher order function. And as a parameter, it is taking a callback function. Now, when I call this function, this higher order function, as an argument, I'm passing this function. So you can see here, this function is coming here as an argument, and then it is going there as the parameter. Now, after that, the code to be executed before the callback, if any, then it will be here, execute the callback function, and then the code to be executed after the callback, if any. So let's have a look at it in code. Here, I'm going to take a higher order function, create higher order function that takes another function as an argument. So I'm going to say function, say hello, and then a callback. Inside that, I'm going to console log hello. Now, let's see if I call it, say hello. Now, let's see what it gives me. So it is giving me hello. Now let's write another function, and I'm going to call it a callback function that is passed to the higher order function. And this function will call say goodbye, and console log I'm going to write goodbye. Let's call this. So we have our hello and we have our goodbye as well. Now this function is accepting an argument. So if I put say goodbye here as an argument, say goodbye not here inside the hello as an argument, let's see what happens. So it is giving me hello. I'm giving it as an argument, but it is not showing me anything because I need to call it. So if I call back, use the callback function, so what will it show me? It is showing me hello and a goodbye. So I am passing this function as an argument to this higher order function. Now, what are the benefits of the callback function? Abstraction. Higher order function allow us to abstract over actions, making code more reusable and modular. Flexibility. They provide flexibility by allowing us to pass different function as argument or return different function based on the conditions, and then encourages functional programming. Embracing the higher order function encourages a functional programming style, leading a cleaner and more expressive code. Common higher order functions in JavaScript are map, filter, reduce, for, each, sort. These functions are commonly used in functional programming paradigm to perform operation on arrays or collection. In JavaScript, we can use functions as data. JavaScript functions behave like any other data type in the language. We can assign functions to variables and we can reassign them to new variables. So let's code them. I'm going to comment this. And let's define a function as data. I'm going to write const add. It is going to be a function. It will take two parameters, two arguments, and return a plus b. Then const subtract, then function a b return a minus b. Const multiply function a b and return a multiplied by b. Now we can store the function in an array. We are taking the result or the functions in a variable. Now we can store them in an array. Const operations, and then I can add subtract multiply. Now if I want to use them, I can use console log operations, the first element 0, and then I can send two arguments 5 and 3. So the first element here is add. I can send them 5 and 3. Let's see in the console. You can see 5 and 3 equals 8. If I write 5 and 5, it should equal 10, giving me 10. I can use subtract as well. Subtract is going to be the first index. Then I'm going to give it 10, 5. It should give me 5 and then multiply 2. So it should, let's multiply 5 with 3. So they should give me 10, 5 and 15. See, 10, 5 and 15. So this is how we can use functions as data. Now, few things to remember. In JavaScript, functions are first-class object. This means that, like other objects you have encountered, JavaScript functions can have properties and methods. Since functions are type of object, they have properties such as length, name, and methods such as toString. Now, functions, they can work as parameters. Parameter is a placeholder for the data that gets passed into a function. Since functions can behave like any other type of data in JavaScript, it might not surprise you to learn that functions can accept other functions as parameter. A higher order function is a function that either accepts function as a parameter, returns a function, or both. We call functions that get passed in as a parameter callback functions. Callback functions get invoked during the execution of the higher order functions. So, when we invoke a higher order function and pass another function in as an argument, we don't invoke the argument function. Invoking it would evaluate to passing in the return value of that function call. With callback function, we pass in the function itself by typing the function name without the parenthesis. So let's uh, learn more about it with some example. I'm going to comment them out and write function higher order function and then take two parameters, callback and a value. Now, let's take another function double number. It is going to take a value and return the value by multiplying it with 2. And then const result, I'm going to use the higher order function and put nothing. Now I'm just console logging result. So I have my higher order function, my callback function, my uh, the function, whatever the function returns, this is going to be the result, the value. and this is the result. So my higher order function is expecting two arguments, a callback function and a value. Now let's give it the two arguments it deserves or needs, double number, and then let's give a number 5. So this is the callback function and this is the value. If I console log it, I'm not going to see anything. Undefined, because it is not returning me anything. This is not returning me anything. Now if I return result, it is the result has not been initialized. So let's initialize the result. So I'm going to call the callback function with the provided value const result. It is going to be the callback function. So I'm calling the callback function. Let's see what it gives me. So it is giving me not a number. Why is that? Because this is the callback function and it is expecting a value. But am I giving it any value? No. I'm receiving the value, but I'm not giving this one any value. So if I keep this value here, then all problems should be solved. So I can see that it is giving me 10. This concludes our lesson for higher order functions.